Welcome back to the Daily Doji. This is the Daily Doji Dogecoin technical analysis. We do stock and crypto, a special type of technical analysis. And as the title of the video says, this is the only non-hyped analysis out there. I've looked at the other videos, and I'm not going to trash talk the creators or anything like that, but I don't know what's going on with there. So we're actually going to do real analysis of Doge, and I've been doing this for several years. I've been doing these live for several months on my main channel, and then I branched out onto this new channel about a month ago, so thank you for watching the new channel. I was doing 5 days a week live analysis, and I'm going to continue doing at least 3 a week. And in this video, we're going to talk about, I'm going to explain all this nonsense and then I'm going to erase it. You don't really want a bunch of jumble on your chart like this. I was just doing this to take a picture and show something to my secret group. But I'll get rid of that in a minute and show you 2 different scenarios. So stay tuned to the end to see the bullish scenario and the bearish scenario. Everyone wants to know right now, is it gonna keep crashing after this, or is it gonna keep going up? So I've been going over this day in and out in my group, and I've been doing these updates on YouTube in between. So a lot goes on in the group that does not go on in YouTube, but I do the best I can in these live streams. So thank you for tuning in, and if you get value out of this, you know what to do. So first, I always like to start on the weekly chart. And I'm also going to turn off these drawings. I'm going to try not to flip out about the lag today and just get the video over with. But I am working on a solution for that so that in the future it doesn't annoy me during the live. Doesn't really do it as much if I pre-record the videos and then upload them. But when I do the live stream, sometimes they're good and sometimes they're lagging on my end. Let me know on your end how it's working and if you can hear and see everything fluidly or if it keeps buffering. Alright, so this is the weekly chart, and if it's if it's been around longer than Doge, you can even look at the monthly chart. And I'm using TradingView here. I'm not affiliated with them, but it's the best charting that I've seen. And you can use the monthly as well. I have stars by the ones that I use often. But since Doge is pretty new, the monthly just looks like little 1 and 2. So are we done with this second wave down? If you understand Elliott Waves, there's 5 waves up. You can see even on the monthly a little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. But then on the monthly you can't, well, you can kind of see 3 down. 1, 2, 3. Each one of these candles is 1 month. If I change the time frame to weekly, then each one of the candles is 1 week. So it has the same shape, but you can see the details in between. Does that make sense? Let me know if this makes sense in the comments, and also if you want to see any other symbols other than Doge, let me know. Someone asked for a couple symbols the other day, and I looked them up, and I couldn't find charts for them. So if it's some obscure crypto I might not be able to find it, but mostly everything I can do, so let me know. All right, and then the daily chart, you can see even more of the details. So as you can see, we came down from 74, 75 cents pretty hard and swift. I played several of these bounces successfully, including this current one. And right here, I was a little early, but then we got in for another couple trades even on this. If you zoom in here, there's a lot of action going on. But it looks to me like we're still in the middle of a correction. So does that mean it's going to go down from here? Maybe, but not necessarily. There are a few different types of corrections. I talk about this in detail in my course. I'm not going to, I'll give you the very basics of it here. Let me see if I can work through the lag. So I'll give you the basic shapes of corrections that you can see in Elliott waves. And impulsive waves are always the same, or very, very, very close to being the same. And some of these rules are never broken. The corrections, however, there can be different shapes that play out, and I'm going to show you some of them right now. There can be ABC correction, which would look something like this. Uh-oh. I started drawing and then all of my crazy drawings came up already. So let me just move this out of the way and show you right here on a blank slate. An ABC can look like this, A, B, C coming down, or if it's a counter trend correction, the ABC could be to the upside. Does that make sense? And what makes an ABC unique is that it has subwaves. It has impulsive subwaves of 5. So I'll spoil it, we're not in an ABC. So this one we know we're not in, and I talked about this in other videos, so I won't repeat it right now, but you can see in my other videos, or you can just ask me in the comments to elaborate. And then there's an ABCDE, which comes down more or less like this. Now there are a few different shapes this can make, but this is the general idea. Comes down, and these subwaves are subwaves of 3. So this is like this. Did I click? The lag is messing me up a little bit. Start that one over. So all the subwaves, all right, it doesn't seem to be cooperating with me, so since we're live, there we go. Okay. And the last one. You get the general idea of this one? Okay, well that's enough of that. The last one is also 3 waves. Or the last one can be 5 waves as well. There's another one that can be flat correction like this, which it comes all the way back up to the top. And there's another one. Hello, Eddie. Eddie said, what a roller coaster. Absolutely. These three-wave patterns have a lot of overlapping waves. I've been saying that over and over again. That's what makes this challenging. But also, that's what makes it profitable for me, because I've been counting the three waves, trading off of them. And then there could be an expanded flat, similar to this one below, but the B wave doesn't come up here, it comes up higher than the top of the previous wave. So these ones are a little bit different. Let's see if you can, first of all, let me get, okay, there, that's better. So the difference between these two are that the B wave comes up above the fifth wave, the end of the fifth wave of the previous wave. So I'm just drawing out different types of corrections. Some of the very, very basic ones, I go into more detail in other videos and in my course, but so the reason I'm talking about this now is because we can be in three waves, three-wave pattern, and it can be doing a lot of different things. So these are some of them as an example. And once a correction happens, there can be a second correction. And that's common. Let's say we have an ABC correction, but then we have an X wave. It comes up and fakes everyone out, and then another correction starts. Could be another ABC for an example. I said we're not in an ABC because I don't see any subwaves, impulsive subwaves of 5 inside the three waves. But just as an example, this is a possible double correction. There can also be triple correction. It comes up for another X wave, and then let's see here, W, X, Y, X, and then if I move, I don't think it'll let me move it over. Okay, let me just move this over so I can fit it all. Screen, and then this Z would come down somewhere in the future. So that would be a triple correction. Just telling you the possibilities of how corrections work. I'm not making this up. This is history repeating itself over and over and over again. So I'm just reading this and trying to make sense out of it to people that are just beginning with Elliott Waves or that don't know them at all. So way back at the beginning, you can see my green box down here and my red box up there, because I was preparing for a potential big X, Y, or ABC, like a flat correction. You think this is a roller coaster. Wait till if we got up there, people are going to say, oh, new bull market. Like they're already saying it's a new bull market. Already. Which I think is absolutely premature. Just because it's going up doesn't mean it's a bull market. But anyway, I've been saying that over and over again. I'm happy that it went up also, but you have to be impartial. You shouldn't get your emotions wrapped up. You should be able to make money when it goes up and when it goes down. So this is a potential. It could go all the way up there. It could come here. and come back down. It could go down way farther than a lot of people. It could go back down less than a cent and still maintain a correct wave. That would not mean Doge is dead. So it's not just going to suddenly die unless the government shuts it down or something like that. That's not what I'm talking about. But these waves are normal. This is my point. Eddie said VET and VTHO. Will you see them in the following weeks? And Eddie also said on Dogecoin, I'm not bothering looking at it as I'm going in the long run. Well, the long run might still have a long way down. I know that you don't want to hear that, but I'm not trying to offend people. You know, I'm just trying to show the reality of how nature repeats itself over and over. So history repeats itself, and these Elliott waves are basically tracking nature, human nature. And human nature hasn't changed for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Just because Dogecoin is new doesn't mean the human nature is new. So that's how we can predict, because humans are involved. Does that make sense? Let me know in the comments. And that's how I've been able to play some of these big swings successfully, because I knew about Elliott Waves before this. I learned it 5 years ago around the last Bitcoin 2017. I was dabbling in it before that run-up and in the crash down, and I learned a lot. So I learned how to do analysis, and I recommend you learn your own analysis. Also, I should give a legal disclaimer that I'm not a licensed financial advisor, and I'm not recommending doing what I'm doing. There's risk to everything, especially crypto. I'm not going to pretend like there's no risk and live in a fantasy world like some people. There's risk, and I'm okay with it, but I'm not going to fool other people into thinking that it's just going to magically go up. So now that I gave the bearish scenario, let me talk about the bullish scenario that could happen. And this wouldn't make it a bull market. So let me just re-emphasize that. Just because this is a scenario where it might go up doesn't mean it will be a bull market. It can go up in a bear market because there are counter-trend swings. Check out what's been happening so far. I'm sure you've already noticed. So we had these swings down, then way back up, then really collapsing down, and then came back and retraced. See that? So these big jumps right there were very profitable. It was still a bear market, right? Yes. And we made money here, thankfully. So you can make money in a bear market. So just because I'm saying it might go down doesn't mean you can't make money. So don't hate on it. Does that make sense? All right. Trying to explain the philosophy. Hells Bay Rum said, how long have you been trading? I learned technical analysis about 5 years ago. And Hells Bay Rum said, yes, the emotional part of being human, absolutely. And no one can deny that. So my background is in psychology. I've been studying psychology for over 15 years. And starting to know a little thing or two about it after a long time, decades going by. And the longer I go, the more I think humans are predictable. That doesn't mean it's 100% accurate, but you can have a lot of predictive power. So it doesn't mean there's no risk, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I enjoy doing it like this, and I've been having good results. So this is the potential bull scenario, short-term bullish scenario, of it coming up into some kind of a three-wave pattern of a B wave. And these are difficult because it can shoot all the way up. This could shoot all the way up, like I just talked about, to the previous high and fake everyone out to thinking it's going to be a new giant wave up. Now, there will eventually be a giant wave up, but after this correction is over. And it's not up to me when it's over, and it's not up to you when it's over. It's going to be over when it's going to be over, and that's why we try to keep our emotions out of it so that we can remain logical and rational, so that if it goes against our count, we can make a recount and still remain profitable. And if this isn't making sense to any new people, I have a beginner's class I made recently of the very basics of what I'm doing when I'm doing my own analysis. And I recommend, like I said, you do your own analysis so that you don't have to rely on Twitter or hype or even YouTube. I don't want you to rely on me. I just want to share what I've been doing that's been working for me. So again, trade at your own risk. All right, so let me delete some of these in between and explain what they are. I've been trading these waves of 3, and we had 3 waves up already. One, 2, 3. There's a couple different ways to count this wave, but there was 3 waves up. And I want to delete some of these lines. And then the interior waves inside the waves have waves. So let me repeat that. There are waves inside the waves. And that's how I'm doing what I'm doing. Hells Bay Rum said, I appreciate your tone/information. Thank you so much, because actually I checked out some of the other popular Doge videos, and I was I got a strange vibe of right off. The videos are so weird, and I don't know what they're talking about. They're so hyped up and fake looking. But they're doing really well on YouTube. I'll give them credit for that for sure. I respect that they're successfully making popular videos. That being said, the analysis is not what I would call it's not how I do analysis, let's just put it that way. I don't know how they're making money or if they are at all, but they're definitely making money from YouTubing, which is great for them, for sure. But yeah, the tone of them is very weird, I thought, and my videos are as non-biased as possible. I'm not just hyping. I don't understand why they're so hyped about it. That's not how it's going to happen. It's not going to go up just because you're excited. And you know, some of these people are old enough to know that, and you know, they're not all doofus 18-year-olds, which I would expect that from, you know, in your 20s. I was FOMO in my 20s also. All right, so we've got 3 waves up here, and then this wave right here, which, if I turn all these off, I can clearly see 1, 2, 3. Now, is that the first wave down in a huge wave going down? Possibly. That's what I was thinking at first. But it could also, if it stays above this 200 EMA, that white line, if it stays above this and makes another wave up, it's going to make another 3 wave up. It's going to resemble this wave here. It's not going to look exactly like it, but it will look somewhat similar to this pattern. And then, let me turn these back on, it would look like 1, 2, 3 if you zoom out. Now I'm looking at the 4-hour chart, and I just moved that up here. I think it would go, my targets would be 44 cents or 51 cents if it breaks out above 35.3 cents, and only if. Before then, there's still a chance of it splattering and wrecking people. There's nothing keeping it from going down. There's no fantasy that, you know, it doesn't matter what the people on YouTube want or the people on Reddit necessarily. What matters is the actual action in the price. So, does that make sense? Hells Bay Rum said, haha, you talking about annoying Matt W? I'm not sure the person's name. And actually, I'm glad I don't know their name because... but, I clicked on a few different ones, and it baffles me what information am I getting from that. It's just hype, purely. And if I was better at making clickbait thumbnails and clickbait titles, well, let me rephrase that. When I get better at it, my channel will be more popular. But I'm not gonna just be like an actor and like, oh, hey everybody, Doge is going to the moon. Like it's so fake that I can't even seriously do it without cracking myself up. That's my impression of the other analysis videos. Is like they're so overly sensationalized, and that's gonna be dangerous. That's not how to trade. Professional traders don't get all emotional like that. So if these people actually made money, then it was a mistake, and they're gonna end up getting wrecked. Because you can't get overly emotional like this and actually consistently make money. That's not how any of the pro traders do it. The less emotion you have, the better, and the more of a system you have, the better. Now, everyone else in the market is going to have emotion for sure. I'm not saying to be a robot and not have emotion. It's just you have to not react off of your emotion. And now we're getting into trading psychology. And I want to do some videos about trading psychology. Just need to figure out how to title them and what kind of thumbnails. Because sometimes if I experiment with a new type of video, it will miserably fail as far as views go. But my background's in psychology, and it's helping me. And this is all psychology right here. This chart is all psychology. So I'm going to leave it at that. I talk about more about this all the time. If you get value out of this, stay tuned. Make sure to hit the bell icon because I've been going live 5 days a week. I'll see how much longer I'm going to do 5 days a week on the live. It's a brand new channel, so I wanted to hit the ground running. I might tone it down to 3 days a week because I want to make each video better quality. So, I'm still experimenting with what's getting the best results as far as the channel goes, but that's a different subject matter than technical analysis. So just a little behind the scenes info for you. So I'm glad, Hell's Bay Rum, I'm glad you're cracking up. And yeah, I try not to make jokes in these videos. I try just to keep it technical. But in my off of YouTube, I like making jokes. Just, when you're trading, you don't want to be letting your emotions get involved. So I know I have emotions too, just like everyone else. It's not like there's some secret to not having the emotion. It's to have a system, and when you feel the emotion, to let it come and go. Now this is getting into like Tibetan Buddhism and meditation and stuff like that, which I have studied a lot, especially in my 20s. So to feel the emotions coming, but not to get wrapped up in them. To just notice it and say, for example, like, oh, I'm feeling fear, or oh, I'm getting really excited for some reason, or oh, I'm getting tons of anxiety, and question, what is this? Because other people in the market are feeling the same thing. That's how you can take advantage of the psychology. When everyone is going nuts on one extreme or the other, that's the ideal time to make longer term trades. Now, yeah, on the short term, I'm doing little bumps here and there, little trades. But on the long term trades, you want to wait till people are freaking out, either scared and terrified. Like down here, on one of these dips, I remember just feeling it. When it was dipping down to like 16 cents, I could feel the terror. And I didn't end up buying as much as I wanted to because it was like right in the middle of the night or early morning or something like that. But I could, the one that I was awake for, maybe it was this one back here, I could feel it and it was just like, buy. And you're going against that gut-wrenching feeling and following the system, which is why I have these indicators. And again, I have a very beginner's class for free. There's a link to that in the description, and it's only about 20 minutes long. It just goes over the basics of this, so I don't have to repeat it in every single video. Because like every one of my lives was over an hour, because I would have to explain all this stuff. So this one is getting a bit long. I'm going to cut it short here. Well, it's not short. I'm going to wrap it up. So if you have any more questions, let me know right now, and I'll stick around for a couple minutes answering questions. We'll do since we have a few people tuned in live, we'll do a Q&A at the end. So I gave my bear scenario and I gave my short-term bull scenario. Let me know what you think in the comments if you're watching this in the replay. If you want to reach out to me to get more info about the premium course and the secret alert group, message me on Instagram. And I'll give you a minute to write any questions because I know there's a little bit of a lag between when I'm actually talking and when you're hearing it. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in and commenting. I appreciate the interaction live. That's why I keep doing them live. It's a little bit easier to do them pre-recorded, just in one take, and then upload it. But then it takes a couple hours for YouTube to process the video and upload it and everything like that. So these are better so that you're getting the information live, only maybe a couple seconds late, and that's it. So if you want to see more of the lives, make sure to hit the bell icon when you subscribe, because it should notify you when I go live. And I also tell my secret group when I'm about to go live. But I mean, the group has been just nonstop all day since I woke up. So there's been a lot of action. I want to keep it pretty small, but I am accepting more people in it. If you're serious, you can reach out to me. But it's for serious people that want to really learn. Alrighty. Alright, if you don't have any questions, I'll get going here. Thank you so much for tuning in all the way to the end. I will do, Eddie asked for VET and VTHO. So I will do those in tomorrow's video. Thank you so much for the feedback. And I'm basing these videos off of your feedback and comments. It was one of my subscribers that first commented about Doge to begin with. And I had experience doing technical analysis, like I mentioned, from 5 years ago. So I took a look at Doge, and right away, the way I do analysis applies to anything. Like, you can look at the S&P 500, you can look at Apple, Tesla, Disney, anything. So I didn't learn this at the very beginning when I learned it. It wasn't specifically for Doge. It was just technical analysis because of something else I was doing. So this was a serendipity that I learned all this, actually. I didn't learn it on purpose to be doing this, that's for sure. It just ended up this way, and people asked me to do more, so I did more. And then people started calling me the Doge Guru, which I don't claim to be, but that's very nice, and it's encouraging, but I'm not going to get cocky, because that's just another emotion that's just going to cloud your judgment. So, all right, awesome. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an amazing day on purpose. I'll be back tomorrow with another live. I go live around 6 or 6:30 Eastern Time, and I'll see you tomorrow. I do Sunday through Thursday. I might hone them down to 3 a week, but I am doing several videos a week, so stay tuned and I'll keep pumping them out. As long as you keep liking it and commenting, I'll keep doing it. I'll see you, the people that are in the group already, and those of you who are interested, I'll talk to you on Instagram. See you tomorrow.